get along, to have a friendly relationship with someone. I hope you and your new roommate will get along without any problems. I hope. I hope you and your friend or your roommate will get along without any problems. How are you getting along with your studies? How are you getting along with your studies? I mean, how are you coping with difficulties with your studies? Get along, it seems like a tough course. It seems like a tough course. She is getting along just fine after moving to the new city. Get along. She is getting along just fine after moving to the new city. Despite their differences, they managed to get along well during the project. Despite their differences, they managed to get along. Despite their differences, they managed to get along well. They managed to get along well during the project. I hope you and your new co-workers get along smoothly. My sister and I didn't always get along when we were younger, but now we are very close. My sister and I didn't always get along when we were younger, but now we are very close. The two cats seem to get along. The two cats seem to get along just fine. Seem to get along just fine after few weeks together. After a few weeks together, the new cats seem to get along just fine a week after a few week together after a few weeks together. Hey, how can I use get along?
It sounds like you're referring to a website, but I'm not familiar with a specific getalong.org site. It might be a newer site or one related to a.
You are.
What's up? Not much, just hanging out with you. What about you?
You are not getting along with me.
Oh no, I definitely want us to get along. Let's turn this around. What's on your mind? Anything you'd like to chat about?
Let's turn it around. What does it mean?
Let's turn it around means let's change the situation or direction, usually for the better. So if things aren't going well or the mood is off, we aim to improve it or make it more positive. What would you like to chat about to turn things around?
I didn't understand.
No worries. Let's turn it around basically means let's try to make things better or improve the situation. If something isn't going well, we try to change it in a positive way.
Oh,
So, how
let's
got
turn
it?
it around.
Sure thing. What would you like to talk about? Anything interesting on your mind?
I put up with so many technical glitches while talking to you.
That sounds frustrating. Technical glitches can really disrupt a conversation. I appreciate your patience. Is there anything specific that's been causing issues for you?
I just
Maybe I
want
can
to,
help make things smoother.
I just want to get along with you.
I want us to get along too. Let's make this a great chat. What interests you? Or is there something fun or intriguing you've been wanting to talk about?
Yeah, while talking to you, I just pulled off.
It sounds like you might be feeling a bit stuck or unsure at times during our chats. It's totally okay to take your time or even pause to think. I'm here to help. So feel free to ask about anything or share what's on your mind. We can take it one step at a time.
I'm learning the English language, and how can I use pull off in learning English?
That's great. Pull off is a phrasal verb that means to succeed in doing something difficult or unexpected. For example, if someone manages to organize a surprise party without the guest of honor finding out, you could say, I can't believe we pulled it off. How's that for a start?
Yeah, fantastic.
I'm glad you found it helpful. Pull off. Is there another phrase or expression you'd like to learn about? I'm here to help with anything English related.
Can you speak a bit slower?
Of course, I can do that. Let me know if this pace is better for you.
Yeah, it is
Is there
better.
anything else you'd like? Great. I'll keep it at this pace. If you have any more questions or need clarification, just let me know.
How can I use put up with?
Put up with means to tolerate or endure something unpleasant or annoying. For example, if you have a noisy neighbour, you might say, I don't know how you put up with all that noise. It's about accepting something because you don't have a choice or it's not worth the trouble to change it.
Like, I can't put up with his rude comments anymore.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. I can't put up with his rude comments anymore means you're no longer willing to tolerate his rude remarks. Great job using it in a sentence.
We had to put up with the loud construction noise all day.
Spot on. We had to put up with the loud construction noise all day is a great example of how to use put up with to describe enduring something unpleasant. You're really getting the hang of it.
What you said, you really?
You're really getting the hang of it means you're becoming skilled or proficient at something, especially something new. In this case, you're doing well with. Glad that brought a smile. You're doing fantastic. And I'm here to help whenever you need. Is there anything else you'd like to learn or talk about?
Yeah, repeat that word. You are really getting hang what you said?
Sure. I said, you're really getting the hang of it. It means you're quickly learning and becoming good at something. Keep up the great work.
Repeat 3 times, please.
Sure. You're really getting the hang of it. You're really getting the hang of it. You're really getting the hang of it.
You are really getting the hang of it.
Exactly. You nailed it. Keep practicing and you'll keep getting better. Is there anything else you'd like to go
nailed
over?
it.
Sure, let's go over nailed it. It's an informal way of saying you did something perfectly or successfully. For example, if you give a great presentation, someone might say, you nailed it. It means you did a great job.
Spot on.
Exactly. Spot on is another great one. It means perfectly correct or exactly right. So when you get something just right, someone might say, that's spot on. You're really getting the hang of these expressions.
Yeah. During our conversation, please use such kind of expressions so that I can improvise my communication.
You got it. I'll sprinkle in expressions like those to help you practice. If you have any others in mind that you'd like to learn, just let me know and we'll work them in.
Sprinkle in means?
Sprinkle in means to add something in small amounts throughout a larger context. In our conversation, I'll include expressions like nailed it and spot on here and there to help you get familiar with them. It's like adding a pinch of spice to a dish.
Okay, so can you please spell out the sprinkle in?
Sure, it's spelled S-P-R-I-N-K-L-E. Sprinkle in. It's like adding tiny amounts of something here and there.
Tiny amount?
Tiny amounts means very small quantities. So when you sprinkle in something, you're adding just a little bit of it, like a pinch of salt or a dash of spice.
Okay, when I sprinkle in, it means I am adding tiny amount of something.
Exactly. When you sprinkle in, you're adding a small amount of something. It could be a literal thing, like sprinkling in spices while cooking, or it can be more figurative, like adding expressions into our conversation.
Okay, so pinch of salt means if I am not believing you, then I would say why I
A
would say
pinch, you would use take it with a pinch of salt when you want to suggest that someone should not fully believe or trust what they've heard or read. For example, I heard a rumor about the new policy, but I'd take it with a pinch of salt until it's officially announced. It means to be skeptical or not take something too seriously.
correct. Nowadays I have seen there are so many videos on YouTube about any topic, so we should take these videos as a pinch of salt, because we should not believe on it thoroughly. We should be skeptical about it, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. With so much content online, especially on platforms like YouTube, it's wise to take some videos with a pinch of salt. This means being cautious and not believing everything outright. It's important to check the credibility of the source and look for additional information to form a well-rounded view. You're right on target with that approach.
Yeah, because these videos can't be impeccable, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Many online videos aren't impeccable, meaning they're not free from faults or errors. It's wise to approach them with a critical eye and cross-check information from reliable sources. You've got it spot on.
You are using fabulously these expressions.
I'm glad you think so. I'll keep them coming to help you get even more comfortable with them. If there's anything else you'd like to work on or chat about, just let me know.
Okay, so tell me one more thing. How can I use
Sure.
the word coherently?
Coherently means in a clear, logical, and consistent manner. To use it, you might say, she explained the process coherently so everyone understood. It describes expressing ideas in a way that's easy to follow and makes sense. Want to give it a try?
Like, can I say that you are talking coherently?
Yes, you can definitely say that. You are talking coherently means the person is speaking in a clear, logical way that's easy to understand. Great use of the word. Is there another word or phrase you'd like to explore?
Yeah, tell me one more thing. What is the spelling of coherently?
Coherently is spelled Coherently. Would you like to use it in another sentence?
Yeah, use it in another sentence.
Sure. Here's a sentence. He presented his ideas coherently, making it easy for everyone to follow along and understand. It shows how the person spoke in a clear and organized way.
So, what does it mean coherently here?
In this context, coherently means presenting ideas in a clear, logical, and well organized manner. It means the person explained their ideas in a way that was easy for others to understand and follow.
And what is stumble upon?
Stumble upon means to find or encounter something by chance without looking for it. For example, I stumbled upon a quaint little cafe while walking through the city. It suggests you found the cafe by accident, not on purpose. Would you like to try using it in a sentence?
Okay, like I stumbled upon this English video.
That's a great example. I stumbled upon this English video means you found the video by accident without specifically searching for it. Nicely done. Would you like to explore any more phrases?
How can I say I stumbled upon this English video more coherently?
You could say, I stumbled upon this English video while browsing online and it turned out to be very helpful. This sentence clearly explains how you found the video and adds a bit more detail, making it coherent.
Ah, turned out. So, where to use this word, turned out?
Turned out is used to describe the result or outcome of something, often when it's surprising or different from what was expected. For example, I thought the movie would be boring, but it turned out to be really exciting. It's often followed by to be and describes how something ended up or the final result of a situation. Want to give it a go in a sentence?
I thought you are introvert, but you turned out extrovert.
That's a good try. To make it sound just right, you could say, I thought you were an introvert, but you turned out to be an extrovert. This way, it flows a bit more smoothly. Great effort. Do you want to try another one?
Yeah, I thought you are introvert, but you turned out to be extrovert.
Well done. Just a small tweak. I thought you were an introvert, but you turned out to be an extrovert. Your sentence is spot on. You're really getting the hang of these phrases. It sounds like you're feeling good about that one. What's next on your list? Or do you want to keep practicing with more sentences? I'm here for whatever you need.
I want to practice this word turn out.
Absolutely. Practicing is a great idea. How about you try making a few sentences with turned out, and I'll help you refine them. Give it a go.
Okay. Turn out. In the
Take
big.
your time. Whenever you're ready, no rush. Take your time to think it over. And whenever you're ready, we can work on it together. Just let me know when you've got a sentence in mind.
In the beginning of learning English, um, I was a beginner, but while practicing with the passage of time, I turned out to be intermediate.
Nice try. Let's refine it a bit. In the beginning of learning English, I was a beginner, but as I practiced over time, I turned out to be intermediate. Great effort. Want to try another one?
Okay, repeat the sentence again, please.
Sure. In the beginning of learning English, I was a beginner, but as I practiced over time, I turned out to be intermediate. It's a great sentence to describe your progress.
Repeat it twice.
In the beginning of learning English, I was a beginner, but as I practiced over time, I turned out to be intermediate. In the beginning of learning English, I was a beginner, but as I practiced over time, I turned out to be
In the learning of English, I was a beginner, but as I practiced a lot, I I just turned out a coherent speaker.
Great effort. Let's smooth it out a bit. In the beginning of learning English, I was a beginner, but as I practiced a lot, I turned out to be a coherent speaker. This way, it flows nicely and clearly describes your progress. Want to give another one a try?
Okay, in the beginning, in the beginning of learning this language, I was just cutting the corners, but with the passage of time, I turned out a good speaker.
Great attempt. Here's a slight adjustment. In the beginning of learning this language, I was cutting corners, but over time, I turned out to be a good speaker. This version flows smoothly and conveys your improvement well. Would you like to try another?
In the beginning, I was cutting corners in learning English, but with the passage of time, I realized I should bite the bullet, and I turned out, turned out a good speaker.
You- Let's put it all together. In the beginning, I was cutting corners in learning English, but over time, I realized I should bite the bullet and I turned out to be a good speaker. This sentence flows well and incorporates those expressions nicely. Want to try another one?
No, I want to try this again.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Give it another try, and I'll be here to help if you need any adjustments.
In the beginning, I was cutting corners in learning English, but with the passage of time, I realized I should bite the bullet, and I turned out a good speaker.
That's really well done. Here's your sentence with a tiny tweak. In the beginning, I was cutting corners in learning English, but over time, I realized I should bite the bullet and I turned out to be a good speaker. You're doing great. Keep it up. Do you want to practice some more?
You said turned out to be a, so why are you adding to be a?
Good question. Adding to be before a good speaker helps to clarify that it's the final outcome or result of the process. It's a common way to express that someone has become something over time. So, I turned out to be a good speaker emphasizes that becoming a good speaker was the end result of your efforts.
Am I a blabbermouth?
Blabbermouth is a playful way to describe someone who talks a lot, especially about things that are supposed to be secret or private. It's like saying someone can't keep things to themselves and tends to share too much information. It's often used in a light-hearted or humorous way.
So that is why I'm asking that am I a blabbermouth?
Got it. Well, from our chat, It seems like you enjoy talking and learning new things, but I wouldn't call you a blabbermouth. You're sharing just the right amount to keep our conversation lively and interesting.
I was learning English, because I realized it is better late than never.
That's a great expression. Better late than never means it's better to start something or do something late than not do it at all. It's a positive way to look at starting something new, no matter when you begin. How has your English learning journey been going?
It is going great. I am learning with the newspapers. I am learning with the help of YouTube videos. I am learning with the books which I read, fictional and non-fictional, and then I practice with it. Like you said, spot on.
That's fantastic. You're using a well rounded approach by learning from newspapers, YouTube videos, and both fiction and non fiction books. Practicing with me is the cherry on top. Keep it up, and you'll keep making great progress. Spot on.
Well-rounded approach. What does it mean?
A well rounded approach means using a variety of methods or sources to learn or achieve something. In your case, it means you're not just relying on one single method to learn English. You're using newspapers, videos, and books, which gives you a broad and diverse way of learning. It helps you develop a comprehensive understanding.
Okay. So you said that I am using a well-rounded approach. That is why I am coherent in English. Does it mean?
Exactly. By using a well rounded approach, you're exposing yourself to different aspects of the language. This helps you understand and communicate more coherently in English. You're doing a great job. Keep practicing and you'll keep improving.
Yeah, in the beginning, I was using the vernacular language, right? So I just put up with vernacular language.
Yes, starting with your vernacular language, which is your native language, is common when learning a new language like English. As you advance, you'll gradually put up with the challenges of switching languages and become more comfortable expressing yourself in English. You're doing really well.
And now I pulled it off.
Exactly. You pulled it off. You've managed to overcome the challenges of learning English and are now able to express yourself in the language. It's a great achievement, and you should feel proud of how far you've come.
Yeah, that is why I just get along with English. I just get along with you.
I'm glad to hear that. It's great that you're getting along well with English and enjoying our conversations. It's always fun chatting with you, and I'm here to help you keep improving.
Yeah, I have been through a lot.
It sounds like you've put in a lot of effort and faced challenges along the way, but your dedication is paying off. It's impressive how far you've come. Remember, every bit of progress is a step forward. Keep going.
It's spot on.
Absolutely spot on. Your hard work and persistence are really paying off. It's great to see your progress. Is there anything else you'd like to chat about or practice today?
Holi festival is vibrant and joyful, especially in India and Nepal. And do you think it is फैल रहा है ये मतलब
Yeah,
ये विश्व में फैल रहा है हाउ टू से इट इन इंग्लिश स्पिलिंग ओवर
you could say Holi festival is spreading worldwide. It means that the celebration of Holi is becoming more popular and recognized in many countries around the world, not just in India and Nepal. It's wonderful to see cultural celebrations being enjoyed by more people globally.
Yeah, it marks the arrival of spring.
That's right. Holi marks the arrival of spring, symbolizing new beginnings and the triumph of good over evil. It's a vibrant and colourful festival filled with joy and togetherness. Have you participated in Holi celebrations before?
Yeah, I have participated many times since my childhood because Holi festival is vibrant and joyful, not only in India and Nepal, but it is spilling over, it is spreading all around the globe. It marks the arrival of spring, and it is a it marked by triumph, good over evil.
That's wonderful. Holi truly is a joyous festival, and it must be special to have such fond memories of celebrating it since childhood. It's amazing how the festival's vibrant spirit is spreading globally, sharing its message of togetherness and joy.
Yeah, people come together to forgive past grievances and they spread joy.
Exactly. Holi is a time when people come together, forgive past grievances, and spread joy and happiness. It's all about unity, love, and the triumph of good over evil. Playing with colours, sharing sweets, and celebrating with loved ones make it a truly special occasion. Do you have a favourite Holi memory?
I want to know one. I want an answer from you that what is the religious significance of Holi in India?
Holi has deep religious significance in India. It celebrates the legend of Prahalad and Hiranyakashipu, symbolizing the victory of good over evil. Hiranyakashipu, a demon king, wanted everyone to worship him, but his son Prahalad was a devotee of Lord Vishnu. To kill Prahalad, Hiranyakashipu's sister Honika, who was immune to fire, sat with Prahalad in a fire. However, Prahalad's devotion protected him, and Holika was burned instead. This story is why Holi is also known as the Festival of Colours, celebrating the victory of faith and devotion over evil.
Oh, so Prahlad was the son of Hiranyakashipu, right?
Yes, that's correct. Prahalad was the son of Hiranyakashipu, the demon king. Prahalad's unwavering devotion to Lord Vishnu, despite his father's opposition, is central to the story behind Holi. His tale is a powerful reminder of the victory of good over evil. Great tale.
Unwavering means?
Unwavering means steady and resolute, without faltering or changing. In the context of Prahalad's devotion, it means he remained firmly committed to his faith in Lord Vishnu, despite the challenges and threats from his father, Hiranyakashipu.
Hmm. And who was Holika?
Holika was Hiranyakashipu's sister and Prahalad's aunt. In the story associated with Holi, Holika had a special cloak that made her immune to fire. She sat with Prahalad in a fire, attempting to kill him under the orders of Hiranyakashipu. However, her plan failed, and she was burned in the fire, while Prahalad emerged unscathed, protected by his devotion to Lord Vishnu.
Why Hiranyakashipu was hating Lord Vishnu or the devotion of his son towards Lord Vishnu?
Hiranyakashipu's hatred for Lord Vishnu stemmed from a desire for revenge. Lord Vishnu had previously killed his brother Hiranyaksha to protect the world. As a result, Hiranyakashipu wanted to destroy Vishnu and anyone devoted to him. When his son Prahalad became a devout follower of Vishnu, Hiranyakashipu saw it as a betrayal and tried to force him to renounce his faith. This conflict is central to the story behind Holi.
What is the meaning of devout?
Devout means having deep religious feeling or commitment. In the context of Prahalad, being a devout follower of Lord Vishnu means he was deeply committed to his faith and showed strong religious devotion.
Can you please spell out devout?
Sure, devout is spelled Devout. Would you like to use it in a sentence?
Mm, I am struggling with devout. How can I use it in a simple sentence?
No problem. Here's a simple sentence. She is a devout follower of her religion. This means she is deeply committed to her faith. Want to give it a try?
I am a devout follower of Hindu religion.
Good try. Just a tiny adjustment. I am a devout follower of the Hindu religion. This means you are deeply committed to your faith. Great job using devout in a sentence.
Create a complex sentence.
Sure, here's a complex sentence. Although many challenges arose, her devout adherence to the Hindu religion provided her with strength and solace, guiding her through every obstacle with unwavering faith. This sentence describes how her strong commitment to her faith helps her overcome difficulties. How does that sound?
It sounds interesting.
I'm glad you found it interesting. Using complex sentences like that can add depth to your communication. Would you like to try creating your own complex sentence?
Can you
I'm here to help.
can you repeat this example again?
Sure. The example was, although many challenges arose, her devout adherence to the Hindu religion provided her with strength and solace, guiding her through every obstacle with unwavering faith. If you need help crafting your own sentence, just let me know.
If I say everybody has its own life mosaic, what does it mean?
That's a Everybody has its own life mosaic means that each person's life is made up of many different pieces, experiences, and choices, much like the small tiles in a mosaic. These pieces come together to create a unique and complex picture, representing the diversity and individuality of each person's life journey. It's a lovely way to express the uniqueness of our experiences.
Cost an arm and a leg.
Cost an arm and a leg is an idiom that means something is very expensive. It's a humorous way to say that the price of something is so high, it's as if you'd have to give up an arm and a leg to afford it. For example, that designer handbag costs an arm and a leg.
So much so.
So much so is used to emphasize the extent of something. It often introduces a result or consequence that follows from what was mentioned before. For example, she practiced every day, so much so that she became the best player on the team. It shows the high degree or intensity of her practice and its result. Would you like to try using so much so in a sentence?
I practice English every day, so much so I can be a fluent speaker, effective speaker.
Great effort! Here's a tiny adjustment to make it flow smoothly. I practice English every day, so much so that I can become a fluent and effective speaker. This emphasizes how your daily practice is leading to fluency. Well done. Want to try another one?
What is the meaning of day of reckoning? And what is the meaning of moonshine?
Day of Reckoning refers to a time when people are called to account for their actions, face consequences, or receive judgment. It suggests a moment of truth where one's deeds are evaluated. Moonshine has a couple of meanings. Literally, it refers to the light of the moon. Informally, it means homemade alcohol, typically distilled illegally. This term came about because such alcohol was often produced at night to avoid detection. Would you like to explore how to use these in sentences?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's start with Day of Reckoning. After years of neglecting his health, his day of reckoning came when he was diagnosed with a serious illness. Now for moonshine. During the Prohibition era, many people secretly distilled moonshine in the woods. Want to give it a go with one of these phrases?
After neglection of learning English, finally the day of reckoning came where I failed an exam.
Nice try. Let's adjust it a bit. After neglecting my English studies for a long time, the day of reckoning came when I failed an exam. This emphasizes the consequences of not keeping up with your learning. Want to try another?
After neglecting my
Sure. Take your
neglecting my relationship, finally the day of reckoning came where I
after neglect where I realized the importance of maintaining connections with loved ones. This sentence shows the consequences of neglecting relationships. Nicely done. Would you like to try another phrase?
how can I use day of reckoning here in this sentence?
Sure, let's incorporate Day of Reckoning. After neglecting my relationships for years, the day of reckoning came when I found myself feeling isolated and distant from my loved ones. This shows the consequence or judgment day for neglecting those relationships. Want to give it another shot?
After neglecting healthy food for a long time, finally the day of reckoning came and where I diagnosed.
And I was diagnosed with a health condition. That's a strong sentence, showing the consequences of neglecting healthy eating. Well done. Would you like to explore another phrase?
Repeat this sentence again thoroughly.
Of course, after neglecting healthy food for a long time, finally, the day of reckoning came and I was diagnosed with a health condition. This sentence emphasizes the serious consequence of not eating healthily.
After neglecting the potholes in the street, the day of reckoning came to the government where they lost the election.
That's a powerful sentence. After neglecting the potholes in the street, the day of reckoning came for the government when they lost the election. This implies that the government's inaction on fixing potholes led to a negative outcome for them in the election. Nicely done.
How can I use the word freak out?
Freak out means to become suddenly very anxious, upset, or afraid. It's often used informally. For example, she freaked out when she saw the spider in her room. It means she reacted with sudden fear or panic. Would you like to try using freak out in a sentence?
I freaked out when I saw a snake in my home.
That's a perfect example. I freaked out when I saw a snake in my home. It clearly conveys the sudden fear and panic you experienced. Nicely done. Want to try another one?
Should I be more rational about it?
It sounds like you're asking if you should be more rational about it. Being rational means thinking clearly and logically, rather than reacting with strong emotions like fear or panic. In situations that cause you to freak out, trying to stay rational can help you handle them more calmly. Does that clarify what you were asking?
Yeah. So while learning this language, language, should I be more rational?
Yes, being rational or logical and clear thinking while learning English can definitely help. It means approaching challenges with a calm and practical mindset, focusing on solutions and not getting too overwhelmed by difficulties. It can also involve setting realistic goals and being patient with your progress. So yes, being rational is a great approach.
Now I am exhausted. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to sleep.
It sounds like you've had a full day. You're welcome, and I hope you have a restful sleep. Talk to you next time.